All right. Well, who am I speaking with today?
This is MikeRoth.
Hey, Mike. So tell me the name of your podcast and the premise. What is the name of your podcast and what is...
The name of my podcast is Open Forum in the Villages.
Okay, and the premise, like what is the focus of the podcast?
The focus of the podcast is really the people and activities in the villages, Florida.
Okay, great. And, how long have you been podcasting for?
Well, I did a podcast from 2014 to 17 in Cincinnati called Cincinnati Business Talk, and I started this one in April of this year.
Okay.
April of last year.
All right, and what are you seeing in terms of your growth?
Growth is better in the last few months. I've been using 4 syndicators. I just fired Podbean, and I'm getting close to firing Apple because they're too aggravating to work with.
Okay. It sounds like, my next question is around like challenges and, achievements that you've made. So it sounds like one of the challenges has been with the syndication and the marketing.
Syndication, the biggest challenge is monetization. Okay, although I have it as a subscription base, and for subscription you get advertising-free episodes and episodes up to 4 weeks in advance of when they're released to the general public. I haven't sold a single subscription. Okay, I've also failed to sell a single advertiser, although I gave out 2 proposals.
Well, advertising through sponsorship is really difficult. They want to see download numbers like 5,000 downloads in the first 30 days of episode release.
Well, that won't happen on my episodes.
Okay, so are you marketing specifically to the retirees in the villages, or does your podcast also, do you kind of speak to a larger audience of maybe just like a larger retirement community in general?
Well, I've had a large number of authors on the show who wrote books. We did a series on the Holocaust because there are both Holocaust survivors and Holocaust survivors' children in the villages. But the single most popular episode was by an airline pilot who was also an ex-FAA instructor, and she talked about how to travel safely. And she really piqued the listener charts.
What do you think attributed to that? Like, did she share the episode on social?
She's a supervisor of one of the community districts. She shared it. She's a president of and active in several clubs, and she shared it. And that's, I think, why it peaked as much as it did.
Okay, now, finally, last question. What do you think about this assertion, this statement that I make, that you have to be rich to make it in podcasting? Do you believe that or not?
No, I don't believe that. I think you have to have the right product that people want to buy, and then you have to have the marketing to get them there. And sometimes marketing costs money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very familiar with that. Well, Mike, it's been a pleasure. I'm sure you want to get to other booths around here, so thank you very much. Thanks for speaking with me today.
Thanks.